Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back to Euro Euphoria. I'm joined by the brothers Saj and Monstar once again. It's coming home and all that nonsense. I've got the drinks, the apple juice is flowing, everybody celebrating. Did I fall asleep? Yes. Well, I'm awake now and I'm on the bandwagon. I hope you'll have me. Monstar, how are you doing, brother? How are you? You good?
Good, man. Listen, England won. They got to a final. First time I've seen England get to a final in my lifetime. So I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm haps.
Saj is moving a little more saltier. Just a little bit more spice on the...
Diving, and more diving. I'm not going to criticize Sterling because he's a Man City player. Yes, I am. This is a joke, and I think anyone that is happy and actually thought England deserved to win it like this is a madness. It should have gone to penalties. That was not a penalty. Sterling was looking for penalties in the last 40 minutes, and hey, it is
Brother,
what it is.
Are you an England supporter or not, bro?
I'm not. I've never been an England supporter.
Why
never
not?
been an England supporter.
George is singing Sweet Caroline in the comments, fam. Get on board with him.
Also, can we talk about how bad England's chants are? My lord.
Well, first of all, before we get into that, let's talk about the game because I mean we saw what happened with Italy versus Spain last night, and now England Denmark. We'll start with England Denmark. A lot of the comments are saying, brothers are saying cheating, diving bastards and whatnot.
It was a cheat, yeah. And it just shows to show you, BBC. I'm sorry, cuz you man and your commentary and the lack of like journalistic integrity to be fair and call decisions fairly is a mess, bruv. And it was just like, oh, I don't care how it happened. It happened, and we got the penalty and we scored. So yeah, it's a great day for England. I'm like, whoa, wait. So you telling me you called like 70 minutes of this, like 120 minutes, 10 minutes of this whole tournament fairly, of this game fairly, and the moment England get a bly for a penalty that should have never been a penalty, journalistic integrities go out the window. I could only imagine if Jermaine Genius was on commentary what he would have said. Oh my God.
I mean, Monster, how do you feel about it? Because Saj is obviously looking at what's fair and the rules and whatnot. Most of us in the comments seem to be a bit shameless, not really giving a damn. Do you know what I mean? First time in a final since what, 1966, is it? Is it the World Cup? Yeah, so you can forgive the English for being a little bit shameless and just not really giving a damn. But obviously, the professional pundits, maybe you'd expect a little bit of balance. But I'm not really going to surprise. I'm not really surprised that they're not balanced. I just think, listen, the shamelessness is here. They've, Rio Ferdinand, a lot of them been talking up a big game. They've been saying, listen, very confident in the team to change the status quo. They've made their first final in a long time. I don't think England have even won this competition, which is hilarious that we keep saying it's coming home. We've actually not won this competition.
It's never been home, bruv.
It's never actually been home. And, Schmeichel pointed that out really well. I mean, Monster, how are you feeling? Do you not care about, the whole penalty incident? Or you just happy to be here, bro?
I mean, Saj is right. It wasn't a pen, but I don't care, bro. Like, listen, you do what you do with what you got. Do you get what I mean? Like, if this was Denmark, whoever, none of them will be crying. I don't care. I'm gonna take what I'm given and I'm gonna run with it. Do you get what I mean? I will run with it. Do you know what I mean? We need for the Euros. We need a star for the Euros. This is the World Cup star. We need a star for the Euros.
Wait. Remember, it's beautiful. I'm gonna be the consistent hater. If you think that levity is gonna come out my mouth and praise for England, this is not the street. You're gonna hate Saturday. Last time, this brother finished top four in the World Cup, and they gave the man the station. What? Because he goes to the final. I can imagine what Southgate is going to get knighted 5 times. Yeah, they gave Southgate a station.
Normally, I would read the room and not say anything bad about Southgate, but I still want him sacked. I can't. I still want him. But listen, I'm still giving him his props because he got us to a final.
Yo, I'm just saying, we're treating them like
in a row.
But we're treating England like they've won anything. You still have a final to play. They ain't won anything. I can imagine all the accolades he's going to get this time. He's going to get a new bumper 10-year contract. Oh, the accolades.
Listen, if he got a station last time, I think this time he deserves a whole line. Let's talk about which line we're willing to sacrifice. The Jubilee, you know what I mean? The district, circle.
Give him a town. Give him Sunderland. The whole of Sunderland. Yeah, man, why not?
Alex says, when rumors of Southgate being offered a new contract, man said, which nationality should I join? I'm being dead serious, by the way. I'm done. On 25th of the 7th of 21. 100%. Of course I said that, because you shouldn't be offering man a contract before the tournament is over. And I stand by that. I think that's logical. I think any nation or any FA with standards, you should be waiting until the tournament's over to see if the man delivers, and then you give him a new contract. Now that he's reached the final, I think he deserves to stay into the World Cup. For me, with the route that you've been given, Germany was the only one where I would say, okay, they're favourites for that, in my opinion, because I'm very pessimistic when it comes to England. But now, I don't know if you have that date right, by the way, but now, see that that's 25th of July. We ain't even touched July yet, brother, in terms of the 25th. But now, I would say, cool. Even if he was to lose in the final to Italy, I said this yesterday, I believe, it's not going to be embarrassing, in my opinion, because Italy are the better team. They're the better team, in my opinion. England are not favourites going into this final.
Easily the better team.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about quickly? Sorry, I don't want me to cut you off. Can we talk about the road of less resistance to get to this point? Please, we must speak. We must speak, gentlemen. England. Bare teams has to fly here, fly there to play one-off games. Fly here, fly there.
I was wondering about
Wembley,
that,
Wembley.
I was wondering, bro, why are so many games at Wembley?
Wembley for England, isn't it? It's almost as if someone was like, let's make it easy for them. All the home games, all the games at Wembley. Let's not make them fly so they don't have to experience jet lag.
But again. And I'm going to try and remain balanced, because Monstar's happy and Saj is very salty. All right. So I'm going to be the man in the middle. I'm going to be piggy in the middle today. I think, listen, most times a tournament is held, there is a team that is hosting it. So I guess this is the one that England technically hosted. So that's why that was.
But multiple places hosted. What are you talking about?
I know. But you could if Brazil had won the World Cup, when the World Cup was in Brazil, you would not have said, "Oh well, how comes?"
Rome was the one game that England went.
No, but Matisse, we can't really say that because.
Okay, actually, no, I get your point. Go, sorry. I get your point.
This was meant to be hosted in multiple countries, isn't it?
And also, other teams had to travel as well. To be fair, so
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Have England played any game outside England?
They had one game in Rome. There were other teams that had multiple games in multiple cities.
I don't think anyone has played that. I don't think anyone has played at home more than England have they?
Yes, exactly.
No, of course not.
Where's the final? No. Where's the final?
Wembley.
Is it Wembley?
Yeah, it's at Wembley. Yeah.
Talk about giving. People are saying the final's in Rome or Wembley. Let me check.
No, it's at Wembley.
Oh wow! Talk about giving some again. That sounds iffy. Also, more importantly,
the only time you played Wembley was against Germany. Now, sorry, not against Germany, against Ukraine. Now it's going to be.
Can we also say the side of the draw England just happened to be on was very crispy.
Again, you got to play what's out in front of you. Do you know what?
They beat Germany.
They did beat Germany. And do you know what? The other point to this as well is that when England were coming through the group stages, and man, them were like, "Yo, England," and I was including this, England might need to finish second, because if they finish first, they're going to get someone from the group of death. And everybody agreed with that logic. No one was thinking ahead in terms of who they might play in the quarters and the semis, because we didn't think they'd even get that far. So when we said, these brothers better finish second in the group, and England said, no, we're gonna win the group. And they did win the group, and everyone was like, all right, cool. You're going to face France, Portugal, or Germany. And whoever you play, you're finished. And they played who they had to play, and they went through. So then I think they earned their luck after that, because they strived for the top position when they could have easily said, we're going to play the mind games and go for second. Then they would have been on the difficult side of the draw. So Karma would have clapped their ass. Our road is a very, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, Karma could have slapped them in the ass, but instead they went down the more difficult route knowingly by playing someone from the group of death. And then they got, God was on their side. They blessed them a little bit, little 1-2-2 step. Next thing you know, you're playing against Ukraine and now Denmark. And to be honest, even before this game, Saj, you said Denmark are going to win this.
No, I said Denmark are a good team. I didn't say they were going to win this.
No,
they didn't. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't lie now.
Don't do that. They didn't have enough.
There's nearly 250 people.
They're a very good team, and I said they're a very good team. I said Denmark are no pushovers, and they weren't. They didn't cower because it was England, big bad England. They took the ball to them in that first half, and they were
big
like,
bad
"All right,
England
cool,
doesn't exist. Please stop this. This is our first final since the Great Fire of London. Don't talk to me about big bad
again, though. But the badge from back in the day commands respect to a degree, and they win in the first half, and they really went at them. Yeah.
I mean, Monstar. I mean, obviously, it was a favourable side of the draw, but again, you don't care, do you? It doesn't matter to you. It's just job done.
I don't even think it was that favorable side, that much of a favorable side of a draw, because you still kind of had to go through, obviously, Germany first. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Italy did go through some tough
trials and tribulations.
They did go through the harder draw. But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, in the final itself, we'll see how they get on. Do you get what I mean? See if England can win.
They're under. I want to ask now, do you feel like England are under pressure, Monstar? Because for me, I don't really see mad pressure. And I'll tell you why. Because I haven't been bigging them up to be favourites. And I'm not bigging up saying it's really coming home unless I'm saying it tongue in cheek. And I know Italy are the better team. So really, in this game, I know it's at Wembley and this is probably England's best chance of winning a major tournament, which we'll get onto if this is a major tournament. Saj seems to think otherwise. But this is their best chance of winning a major tournament since donkey's years. But now, I mean, I would say, listen, they're not favourites going into the final. If they win the final, I'll be pleasantly surprised and it will be a great day. But if they don't, I'm not going to beat everybody up. I'm not going to get onto Southgate too much. I'm not going to get onto the players too much. Them getting to the final is quite a big achievement. What about you, Monstar?
Listen, yeah, I agree. I agree in the sense that obviously getting to a final itself is an achievement. It's also progress on where we got to in our previous two tournaments. Do I think we're going to beat Italy? I don't think so. I'm just looking at the game we played, obviously, today. Let's not act like we just blitzed Denmark or whatever. We struggled to even beat them. Do you get what I mean? And watching Italy, just the midfield alone is just levels above ours. And even our midfield today, I don't even think they were that good. And I'm not, this is no agenda or anything, but once they took off Declan Rice and they brought on Jordan Henderson and Phil Foden, our midfield did look a little better. It did look better. But with them, it's just levels, man. They're going to control that game. It's going to be different gravy, innit? It's going to be different.
Yeah, it's one of those things where obviously we spoke about before. Spinazzola's out, and that's a big miss for Italy, in my opinion, because he's been one of the most exciting players to watch in this tournament. Like, he's been very direct, very hungry to get forward and try and impact the final third, and he's been like a nice outlet for them. And him being right-footed playing at left wing back is going to be a big miss for them because it was kind of like their secret weapon where he would cut in.
This tournament with these right-footed left back things. what like Mailer as well from then. What do you think this works? Do you think this is a way forward?
I personally am not a big fan of it in club football going forward. Like anybody who knows me, I want a left-footed on the left-hand side. Do you know what I mean? Like even Azpilicueta, if I wouldn't want Azpilicueta playing left wing back, I just wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I don't even really want him at right wing back, let alone left wing back. I want there to be that width from the wing backs. But to be fair, it's been working. It's been an interesting weapon to watch, to be honest. This super chat saying Italy's mid gonna show England levels, fam. It's gonna be interesting. Do you know what? For me as a Chelsea fan, whoever wins, I've won in it, because either I get to promote my Jorginho agenda for the Ballon d'Or or England win. So I don't really mind.
And then you put your Mason Mount agenda forward, Ballon d'Or and whatnot.
I'm not.
The problem is, now, Pete, this is going to sound harsh. The reason why we can't necessarily spread Mason Mount agenda is because for the Ballon d'Or, Mason Mount's not really the best player on England's team. So he hasn't really been as integral as Jorginho has been for Italy, for England.
Quiet, man, this tournament.
Yeah, because remember, he's missed a few games and things like that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. No,
he's not as when people keep throwing at me that Mason Mount. I would normally prop up Mason Mount, but we can't sit here and act like he has been integral for England. He actually hasn't for this whole tournament, unfortunately, and he missed a few games as well. So that's not going to fly, is it?
No, it's true. It's not going to fly. We can only do so much.
Didn't we score our second goal when he came off? Him and am I wrong in saying that?
Was I awake? No.
Yes, can we talk about also this thing that I'm seeing in these games of England? England do this thing, and this is why I'm calling it now. if England don't score within the first 25 minutes, they'll lose the game. England, for the last few games, 25 to 35 minutes, they do this thing in the last few games where they have mad possession for this little period of time.
Yeah,
I'm talking crazy possession. I'm talking, it's probably like 80-20. And they're whipping the balls about and they're trying to make passes, and then there's just no final product. And this has happened a couple games in this Euros. And I'm like, if these men don't score now, they're gonna struggle later on because and you've seen it multiple times. Even today, Denmark, as the latter part of the end of the first half came into it, their men just got better and better and better and better. Same in Ukraine, England dominated the first 25, 27, 30 minutes. Later on in the first half, Ukraine started getting it back into it and again. And then the second half, of course, England knocked them out of the park. But it's this having the ball and progressing, but not doing anything in the final third. Are you not worried that England can't afford to do that against Italy?
I didn't think England could afford to do it tonight, and that's why the game was so close. I remember saying on Corey's channel yesterday that England, if they don't get that opening goal when they dominate the opening 10, 15 minutes, which they did, Denmark, as they have done already in previous games, Czech Republic, another example, they ease their way into the game. They start to get more possession. They start to take more control. And then they scored an incredible free kick, probably one of the goals of the tournament. I don't know. Is anybody putting blame on Pickford for that one? Because he's short? Because I know Kepa, in it, at Chelsea gets a bit of heat for the T-Rex arm thing, and Pickford's in the same kind of category with the short arms and how short he is for a goalkeeper. So I don't know.
I just thought it was a good strike, man.
No, do you know what it is? Obviously, he is short, but I think the issue as well is there was two walls in it.
Yeah.
So obviously they had the England wall, and then Denmark formed a wall right next to it, which kind of blocked Pickford's, eyesight, and it was smart from Denmark, innit? So I don't blame him for conceding that personally. Nah, I don't blame him.
Alex says
I just thought it was
Italy.
a good strike, man. Yeah.
No, it was an incredible strike. I lost my cool when I seen that. That was brilliant. Italy and England undefeated, and the final excited. Yeah, I mean Italy are undefeated for I don't know how many matches now. Is it over 40 matches or 40 matches?
No, 32 now.
I don't even remember. It's been going on for so long.
Because they beat Spain, and that would have tied the 31 or 32.
Yeah, it's an incredible record that they've got under Mancini, and England are obviously, and they conceded their first goal of the tournament tonight, which was a great goal as well, free kick, but they're also undefeated as well in this tournament.
So people are saying 33, okay.
33, okay, perfect. Always rely on the chat to do the business, man. Someone just said, let's stop the foolishness, Mbappe for Ballon d'Or. You replace my foolishness with more foolishness, huh? Make it make sense, brother. Huh? How did you manage that one? If anything, what you've just done is even more foolish than what I said. If we're being real, the brother that cost France their place in the next round, I don't think so. Not a chance. You know what? Yeah, go on.
So, I was going to talk about another reason that I don't think England can win.
No, go on.
Said it before. I'll say it again. I know this is going to hurt a lot of English people's hearts and whatnot. So, bruv, if Harry Kane is not going to be a striker, there is no point playing him. And yet again, we have defensive attacking midfielder or central midfielder, Harry Kane. My guy, you might as well take him off, not play him, put in Grealish and play a false nine because you'll get more productivity.
I'm not going to lie though. I don't know about you, Monstar. Even from a Chelsea fan perspective, I had to be balanced tonight. And I said to myself, Mason Mount, you're not doing it for me this first half. You're not. I don't know what it is, but I do know what it is. You're just not. You're not really getting on the ball enough. You're not creating those opportunities. Kane's dropping deep. He ends up creating the opportunity for the first goal. And he's in that position where you'd expect Mason to be threading that ball through. And I thought to myself at halftime, if you bring on Grealish, then maybe, because we have seen already that when Grealish comes on, Kane does seem to stay a bit higher up, and then he creates the chance for Kane. He's happened quite a few times. So, I mean, Monstar, what did you think of Mason Mount in that 10 role?
It doesn't suit him, man. Like the worst thing is that people keep saying, like, whenever I see these guys, these guys on Twitter, the big accounts, putting up Mason Mount's numbers, seem to keep seeing defensive numbers. So they will say, Mason Mount, such and such interceptions, such and such blocks, and blah, blah. But then I'm thinking to myself, bro, he's a cam. Those are not really the numbers I want to be seeing for a cam, to be honest. I don't want to be seeing defensive numbers. I want to be seeing attacking numbers. You get what I mean? Like, he's not like, those are defensive midfielder numbers. So if I don't know, he's just not a 10. That's why it's not necessarily happening for him too well. I think he's done quite decently, but he hasn't really blown us out of the, out of the water or anything, innit?
No.
But that's because he's not naturally a cam. That's all it is. He's not.
But do you not get worried with this team and this lineup against Italy? It won't work, bruv. And in the middle, it won't work, bruv. Italy are too good at counter-attacking, and they're too fluid in the middle of the park with their midfielders. It's not going to work, man. And I just can't understand why England play Harry Kane. It's either Harry Kane's doing this out of his own like fruition and like trauma from having to be a Spurs player, or he's doing this because Southgate's telling him to do it. Because you would think that the players around him could give him more service if he would just stay further up the pitch. No?
We've spoken about this before about instructing Harry Kane to stay up higher up the pitch. But again, I just feel like he's the kind of player now that if he's...
so annoying, because there was a point I can't remember who was on the ball. But there was nobody. There was about 5, players in the box from Denmark. But I just see Harry Kane literally jogging his way into the box. It's just like, bro, why are you not in the box? Like, get your ass.
That's where you're meant to be.
Yeah, like,
the reason I'm saying this is, but more importantly, is what are you getting if you're not getting you don't want a ball carrying central defensive midfielder striker. Like what? Like no, like what? Like these? Like
you're talking about Firmino right now.
We already got a central defensive 10, bro. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying.
Nuts, isn't it? The whole central part of the team is
Phillips
mad defensive.
So I'm saying you got Phillips and you've got Rice, but so I'm like, what are England potentially going to give up in the final against Italy if Kane doesn't just do it? I'm not saying he doesn't do his job, because he does job well, and he had a great pass and he got in Saka, and I'm like, cool, but like there's so much space between where he should be and where he's playing that when England do get the ball on a counter attack, there ain't no one there.
This is the problem, and this is what I mentioned before he was banging in the goals. I just felt like if you are gonna, either you go with the false 9, or Kane's tired, I don't know, or he just wants to be heavily involved with the build-up. He's one of those strikers now that's so used to, and we saw with the pass, to give him credit, the pass that he made for Saka was fantastic. It was in between if anything, maybe we need to look at playing Kane as the 10 and putting Calvert Lewin up front. Do you know what I mean? Because Kane, really good passer of the ball. Do you know what I mean? Threaded it through the lines into Saka, in between, and then Saka ended up pulling it across. I remember when the goal happened, I said that is literally a carbon copy of what Pep would have taught Sterling at City, is to get on the back post, cause issues. You do the build-up play down the right through De Bruyne, whoever's down there, Mahrez, etc., and then you pull it back across, and then you have that tap in, and that's exactly what happened. And it was a great pass, and that's what I'm saying. It's the kind of pass that you would have wanted Mason to be doing, so then Kane wouldn't have to drop deep. I feel like sometimes if Kane feels like England's build-up isn't there, and I feel like he's always thinking that when Grealish is not on the pitch, because Sterling will do his thing, he'll do the trickery and the build-up and one-on-one, but apart from Sterling, to be honest, the build-up play isn't really there.
This is going to sound nuts here. Just the thought, you might as well take off Mason Mount, put on Calvert Lewin where Kane plays, and play Harry Kane as a central attacking midfielder.
Don't try to take my idea.
No, for real though, like like when you said it, I'm praying. I'm like, you're kind of right. You're right. You're right.
It's a possibility. That might have to be how it goes, because then you get Kane arriving late into the box. He does the build-up play and the passing. The only thing is that defensively, will Kane have the movement and the ability and the pace to make it a 3-man midfield? I remember me and Monstar spoke about this a lot during the season for Chelsea, is that we had that pivot, but then Mason would become the 3. And then if you're coming up against midfield threes, like we were with Italy, to be honest, because Jorginho, Verratti and Barella, whoever plays in that midfield, I think you said before we went live that Locatelli's injured, whoever plays in that midfield 3, Mason will be used as that 10/8 who drops back, files in with Phillips and Rice, and it becomes a 3v3 in the middle. But if you play Kane, you can bet your hell, you can bet it's not going to be a 3-on-3. It's not. It's simply not. It's a 2v3 there because Kane is not. He's not even a central attacking midfielder. Putting him there is just a cheat code to try and get another striker on the pitch. He's definitely not gonna do that. So,
do you know what?
Yeah,
Calvert Lewin would say so centrally as well.
Yeah, he would.
He doesn't really leave the penalty box. He doesn't really like to. Or maybe like if like on barely on the fringes, like he ain't gonna come much further than that. Plus, you can whip him balls to him, and he's got a very good heading technique, which he could work. Let me throw this to Monster. Do you think if England on Sunday come up with a formation today and don't change anything, they can win?
No. They have to change something. I need with Jorginho, Barella, and Verratti, I need people that are gonna go at them, are gonna battle them in midfield. I feel like playing a Bellingham and Henderson might be better off. Do you get what I mean? Right? Rice, I'm not. People are gonna think it's an agenda.
You're not sold on him, now?
I'm not sold on him, innit? Calvin Phillips, if he's playing deeper in that Rice role, you saw it once Rice came off. Calvin Phillips dropped into Rice's role. You saw him start to dictate.
Yeah.
You saw the way he dictated the game. He's much better at that. You know what I mean? Possession-based or whatever you want to call it, innit? So, but when you're going against that Italy team, I would prefer to have some box-to-box midfielders in there that are going to battle it out with that Italy midfield, innit? Do you know what I mean? You need legs. You need to tire them out. And that's what I would have preferred to do.
I can't see Southgate taking. I said to Sajid before the game, he said to me, is Phillips and Rice a mainstay in this team? Is that it now? And I said, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see him moving away from the pivot that he's been using the whole tournament.
That's what he's going to use for the final. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. He's not going to change anything. But if you're saying you want box to boxes on the pitch, though, would you say Bellingham or someone like that would you want involved?
Bellingham or Henderson, like those guys look better. Like Henderson, he's looked good every time he's come on. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
he's looked very good, and we've seen how good he is at Liverpool, innit? Like that just speaks for itself, innit?
Yeah.
Are you surprised that Phillips and Rice have gotten so much time in this tournament?
Not really, because we already seen before the tournament even kicked off that Southgate was quite he was quite defensive minded in his approach. I mean, he was playing 5 at the back or 3 at the back with the 2 wing backs. He was trying to bring in 4 right backs to the tournament as well. He seems to be someone who's quite cautious in his approach. So, like, he doesn't want to get too many attackers on the pitch. You can see he's thinking about the base and the foundations of the team first, and then after that, he'll throw in a couple flair players to keep you entertained. But he's not gonna play out and out attack. So for him to then go with the 2 holding midfielders plus the 3, then the wing backs, he's just playing it safe. And so far it's worked because England haven't conceded many goals apart from that 1 set piece today. And it just means that they can be assured, take games to the last 20, 30 minutes, and then you can bring on your weapons like Grealish, Foden, whoever you want to bring on. And then when teams are tiring, they need, they're starting to look leggy, bang, you can hit them. So, and it's working so far.
It's a spoil and pray mentality. Like, even today where it was 1-1 and like it didn't look like anyone that was on the field was going to score any goals. So Southgate just started throwing on players, and I'm like, that's cool, but if the men that were the starting 11 were just doing better in the final third or just clapping in 2 goals, then this wouldn't, like, this Grealish coming on to like standing ovations, like he's going to save the game type deals, like it wouldn't be necessary.
Well, listen, I don't think any of us in here actually rate Southgate massively or highly. Doing a great job if he wins it, fantastic, and he deserves the new contract if he wins it, and he deserves the World Cup, and he's been England's most successful manager since the World Cup. So you have to give him a lot of credit, and I will give him a lot of credit if he goes on to win it. I'm even really going to give him credit now for just getting to the final. I think he's, a lot of decisions I've questioned. Trippier at left back in the opening game. Not playing Grealish from the starting games, going with this formation at times as well in the qualifiers. But so far, he's doing his business. You have to give a man credit. So if he wins it, then can't really go against him. But it doesn't mean that I think he's a top manager, because I don't.
How long does he have left in his contract?
I don't know, because he's going to get a new one anyway.
They're going to renew it.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if he's got like 2 years, don't renew it. See how he does at the World Cup, and then we'll go from there.
They're renewing it. They were renewing it regardless. Renewing it regardless.
Now that he's made the final, he's going to get renewed. Like, that's not even a convo. It's not even a debate. You guys have alerted me to Fabrizio. I seen your spamming ages ago. AC Milan are still working to sign Olivier Giroud. Talks progressing and new contracts in the next few hours with Giroud agents and Chelsea in order to reach an agreement. To be honest, that is not an update. Like, we know AC Milan are working on it with Giroud. Talks have been happening. New contacts in the last few hours, cool. But until I see it, here we go. That's all there is to that. Do you know what I mean? We know Giroud wants to get first team football. We know Chelsea renewed his contract to try and get some money out of AC Milan. We know AC Milan are interested. We know that they should be talking to him if they want him, because we're trying to offload a few people off the peripherals of our squad so we can bring in players. So yeah, it's not really anything mad there. Until I see it, here we go. That's all I want to see now for that.
Where did Fabrizio even say that? Tweet it out?
Yeah, he tweeted out 6 minutes ago. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't really see that as an update, because I just, like, anybody could have guessed that. Do you know what I mean? If I had asked Julian earlier this morning, he probably would have told me the same thing.
Just like Fabrizio tweeted, Chelsea will sign a striker. Oh my! The clairvoyancy. Who could have seen such foresight? My stars.
Chelsea fans right now are absolutely
hungry
starving
for
news. Absolutely, bro. Shout out PYS. Yeah, I seen him on Twitter. He tweeted out something. It made me die of laughter. Yeah, he tweeted out a picture of Haaland with a tear emoji under Sancho's post, and then he said Haaland is sad, and then he did the brackets and the source. I don't know if he was trolling or he was just messing about or what he was on, but this is how much our fan base is starving, man. We need news apparently, because these brothers can't handle no news right now. It's just it's funny. So yeah.
Bro, the thing is as well, if I was to tell them something that I saw, yeah, they will be crying, man.
Oh no, what did you see? You want to tell us or not?
I saw something that someone who's supposedly reliable saying it's DMing someone saying it's unlikely. Haaland.
Oh yeah, to be honest, Julian just said that this morning as well. We spoke to him. He was like,
"You might got one big signing or three medium signings." That's it.
Julian already, but Julian, people won't necessarily believe Julian because he's not really a tier one for German news, is he?
But the reason why I would believe Julian is because he's very well connected. Like, all those ESPN guys are very well connected. And to be honest, like, we've spoken about it, the complications in that deal. Do you know what I mean? Everybody should know at this point the complications in that deal. It's not an easy deal to get done. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of money. Man. Yeah, bro, it's literally Raiola and Alfie, bro. Like, that's a lot of brothers to pay. And then the wage, and then the transfer fee, and then the fact that Dortmund already sold Sancho, so they don't even need to cooperate. They don't. It's not an easy deal.
Could you imagine the bonuses and add-ons? Oh,
bro. Oh my! And then on top of that, Chelsea are a club that, because Lampard said it himself, and this is the one thing I did like what Lampard said, is that Chelsea should not be a stepping stone club. You should be coming here with the vision of at least staying here. Like Man City operate. Aguero comes in, you don't see him linked anywhere else until Man City say it's time to go. David Silva, De Bruyne, etc., final destination type thing. But Haaland, you already know the brother's going to make another move in like 3-4 years. They want a release clause inserted for the next move. And it's just not how Chelsea are used to operating with players. You look at Chelsea when they've signed players, even if Ballack or whoever it may be, world-class stars, it's always been the final destination. And usually Chelsea players, you know, top players, we usually keep them until we want to get rid of them, because that's the way we move. Do you know what I mean? We've built up that stature. Haaland's trying to tear that down and break the status quo of like, nah, you're a stepping stone club. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, me personally, this is why I'm not really too bothered at this point, whether it's Haaland or Lukaku, because you're going to get them for the same amount of time.
Why do you, man, only act like there are two strikers in the universe, bro?
Because there's only 2 world-class options. Now, the options you're going to talk about
No, the
are...
scouts have to.
Yeah, then it's scouts. It's scouting thing.
Scouts
But
have to go
it's funny
deep,
because
man.
Saj, you know what Saj will do, Monstar? He'll recommend strikers that we should sign. But if you
Don't
put
say
Man
Danny
City in the equation, we're like,
Yeah, we
Danny
would
Danny.
sign some of them. There are good strikers out there. Like you man act like it's Lukaku, Haaland, or bust. Like
it is.
like,
It is for me.
Marlon,
It
go
is.
sign Marlon.
Because I don't know the
DC.
other brothers like that. It's like unfamiliar territory.
Marlon's going to going Dortmund,
That's a good move. That's a very good
and he's
move.
Raiola's player as well.
Well, Andre Silva's just gone to RB Leipzig, if that was an option.
He's gone to Leipzig as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
my question is, what would it take to get, I don't know,
Isak just
Benzema?
signed a new contract at Real
What would it take
Benzema-
Benzema out of Real Madrid, for instance?
That's not happening.
It's not-
This
he's
is
not-
again,
it's
not happening, bro.
Stay.
It's not realistic. No Lewandowski, that's not happening either because they'll keep him for
I mean,
another
the
year.
only
How
They'll
would
try
you
and
want to
get Haaland.
sign?
The person I can see, yeah, like because he's available is like
That's a
Griezmann.
taking Ketia.
Griezmann. He's available.
Wolfshurst.
Griezmann, yeah,
Might be pronouncing it wrong.
Griezmann's one, yeah.
The dude from Wolfsburg.
Weghorst.
Yeah.
Griezmann's not really a 9 though, is he?
No.
He's more of like a. Do you know what? Griezmann could be one of them brothers that kind of you use in a Son type way at Tottenham, where he's not really a 9, but he's good at link up. He can run him behind. He can do his thing. That's because Barcelona are in a heap of trouble, and I think they offered him out to us or something like that, isn't it? I heard.
Yes, they need to get rid of a lot of players.
Yeah. And I was always
They are.
questioning how Griezmann would work in a front three with Aguero, Depay, Messi, Dembele, Coutinho.
Oh, I've said it before. I think you man should go for the Florentina boy.
Yeah, you've mentioned him, yeah. But how old is he? He's quite young, isn't he?
21.
Sanj wants us to sign Ings. That's what
I
this
know.
is.
You think he's good.
Blahovic or whatever.
Oh,
Vlahosic, if I'm saying it right.
Blahovic or something.
Yeah.
Ings. What? Who's that? Is that Miz Ings? Ings is not coming Chelsea. It's even been confirmed. He's not even on Chelsea's radar.
Oh, is he not? Okay.
He's
I didn't know
He's
that.
on Man City's radar though.
Oh, Sanj, you going to be happy with that?
Valhosic. I'll take a backup striker any day of the week, man.
Do you not need a first choice striker, though? Because Gabriel Jesus is your
Do you know
backup
what? Yeah,
striker,
there's
isn't
so much going on. Like Torres has shown that he
Hey,
can
hold on, sorry.
potentially.
Are these brothers making up wages? There's no way Griezmann's on 800k. What the fuck?
What did you
No,
learn
he
on?
is. He is. No, the thing leaked.
Can I? All right,
He
let's
is,
talk about
yeah.
this. Let's talk about this because look, we could keep talking about the Euros, or we could delve in something that we're clearly getting into this. We may as well just get into it. Let me. Somebody tell me how Barcelona's way. I need to get Guillaume Balaguer on here. How can they be offering these wages? I've never seen the numbers that are getting quoted in this chat in world football anywhere. De Jong, 400k. Griezmann, 850k. Messi, we know, over 1 million. Somebody explain to me how that is possible. I don't get it.
I mean, it's not a surprise though, because if they bought him for how much are they buying for 100 and what?
But bro,
20?
that doesn't happen anywhere else in
130?
football, bro.
I don't know, but if you sign him for that, you should expect him to be on those kind of wages.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think they signed De Jong for 100 and something. I think it was maybe 80.
it's not. They
60.
signed De Jong for around 60.
60, yeah.
60
Yeah,
or
so why is he on
400
400k?
you would think because he was so young, he wouldn't like. That's a nuts increase.
Yeah,
from
Did they not
what he was
negotiate?
making at Ajax to what?
They're just
Like-
doing the what's
Can you imagine the wage
doing the
increase
Wolf
from
of Wall
The
Ajax?
increase from Ajax to
Oh
like,
my
what?
god. He was probably on
doing
like
a Wolf-
30 grand at Ajax.
Yeah,
They're
probably
doing a
like,
Wolf of
probably.
Wall Street. Like, you take this, you take that, you take this. That's what they're doing, bro.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy.
If he's on 400 now, and how old is he? 21, 22,
23.
23.
I think he's 24.
So what about
24?
the new contract when he improves? I honestly, nobody could convince me this is normal. This is the most tapped up. I need to load up Football Manager and just check.
Someone said before tax. So what was he? He was making 30 grand a month at Ajax before tax. He won't complain. He's like, do you know what? Yeah, do you know what was so interesting? How they labeled those boys in Ajax. They're just young, humble, hungry boys trying to do their thing at Ajax. The moment these brothers got moved, the lit, I want peas. The young, I want peas.
Either these brothers walked into Barcelona and they had fire agents. Yeah, I'm even thinking about going to kickball right now just to even make it to Barcelona C team so I can earn 100 grand a week. They even have astonishing, incredible agents
or the
Or
management
Barcelona don't negotiate. They're just like, what do you want? Cool. Write down whatever you want. All right, we'll pay you that. All right, get out of the office. It's that simple because imagine what Depay's on. Aguero. What is Aguero on?
I think these the new men coming in are on crack tight budgets. Do you know why? Because signing them, they know that they needed to keep the wage bill down. So I can imagine the new signees are on shoestring budgets of wages, like 50, 60, 70, 80K a piece. I don't think like Ronaldo came in and then is going to start receiving 240K a month. I just because they know they need to keep the wage budget down. So I just can't see it.
Bambo just sent me this.
Sorry, not Ronaldo. Sorry, Ronaldo went PSG.
Ronaldo went PSG because he must have got more money from them.
Sorry, Depay. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. He went PSG.
Bambo sent me their wages is also must be ridiculous.
Crazy, isn't it? Sorry.
Bambo sent me this really good article from Give Me Sport. Thank you, bro. I'm just reading it now from Goal. Obviously, we read in the thread the other day that Aguero, Depay, Eric Garcia, Emerson can't be registered because of the salary cap. So yeah, it is a good opportunity to potentially get players out of Barcelona on the sly, on the cheap. They tried to terminate Matisse contract, which we spoke about earlier.
There was another one. I think
another thing is they might encounter some lawsuits very soon as well.
Yeah,
because they are literally trying. Who did they drop? They dropped someone as well, isn't it?
Triafinco, the Portuguese brother. Give me a second. Let me pronounce his name correct.
Are you talking about the brother that went on loan to Wolves?
Yeah.
He went on to loan to Wolves with an option to buy.
They dropped someone, like they basically dropped him.
They tried to do that with Umtiti. They tried to literally release him.
They're trying to release Umtiti and who's the other person they're trying to release a few players.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Oh, I know who you're talking about. They dropped. Give me a second. Let me Google his name.
Barcelona are now 1 billion in debt, desperately need to sell players so they can register Messi. Messi's not even registered because remember, he's still a free agent, I think.
They're basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell or loan a lot of their players. Like,
yeah,
quite.
This is what poor squad planning does. Do you know what I mean? This is awful squad planning on their part. They went for a period of not using their academy for a few years. This
has been their downfall from the get-go.
Yeah, they're starting to use it because obviously Pedri, Fati, but this is a bit little too late. Do you know what I mean?
No, but at one point, everyone was coming through the Barcelona.
Exactly. I'm going through some of the wages now because this is quite incredible, I must say.
You mean I'm talking about Mateus Fernandez?
Is it Mateus Fernandez?
Yeah, I think he played 17 games in like a bag of years or 17 minutes. I can't remember which one. And then they just released him. And I think but they still have to pay him though, isn't it? Yeah. Or I think they're saying they're not going to pay him, and he's going to try and sue them or something on those lines.
Pjanic is on big wages. That's another player they're trying to get rid of.
Get rid of him as well.
Yeah. Umtiti's on big wages. That's why they're trying to release him.
Are they doing all of this to get Messi back, or?
I don't know what they're doing because Messi's not even here and they still can't register the players that they bought, and Messi's not even here yet. So if Messi comes in on his wage, then that's even a bigger problem.
Yeah, this is the question I'm asking because it's kind of a sinking ship right now. Are they doing all of this so they can re-sign Messi, or are they doing this just to balance the books and be able to get their new signings into the club?
If Messi doesn't re-sign because of their financial issues, where would he even end up going at this point? Because no one has to bring in Messi into your football club. Who? Did you just say Arsenal with your whole chest?
Maybe Juve. I don't know. Maybe
to bring in Messi, you have to pre-plan for that. You don't just bring in Messi and keep it moving. Bringing in Messi requires pre-planning, and someone said he's got no job now. Like bringing in Messi requires pre-planning. Probably a couple of sales off your wage bill. You've got to create your whole club and ethos and wage structure around this new brother who's coming in because he's on P's. No one can just say, "Oh, Messi, come in because you're Messi and you're free." This is why you don't see loads of clubs like rumored to take Messi right now, because otherwise, if Messi was easy to obtain, every club in Europe right now would be like, "Yeah, Messi, let's talk." There'd be negotiations and potentially he could get convinced because Barcelona are mucking about. No one's talking to Messi because Messi's priced himself out of the football community.
But at first he didn't. The first time Messi was available or was talking about leaving Barcelona, everyone and their mother was barking the Macarena 1-2, 1-2.
Apparently PSG and Man City are circling like sharks.
Nah, bro, I'm good.
I don't.
Well, do you know what? Do you know what changed my opinion on Messi is when the contract leaked and we got to read all of the things in this clause, I was like, nah, bro.
Man City can pay that easily.
Nah, man.
PSG. You gotta remember these are state-run clubs.
If we get Man City to pay that, yeah, imagine now a couple of years time to be bankrupt.
Financial fair play has almost hurt us too many times.
No, they can pay it. They can pay it. Man City and PSG can pay it.
I think Juve, if Messi needs someone to go, Juve might be a shout.
They
just
can't
because
afford it.
They cannot afford
they
it.
have
Bro.
peas,
They can't.
bro. This
not that
Juventus
much,
don't have money, bro. Like,
bro, Messi might have to go job center, bro. He's priced him. Do you know what? You're just too big for the sport. He's just become too big for the sport now. With the amount of money. Unless he's going to take a pay cut, this brother's going to have to go job center because I don't think anybody can afford him. He's actually priced himself out.
I'm taking money to Barcelona. Listen, you want Frankie De Jong or Pedri off your books? I'll
come
take
true,
him,
big man.
Yeah, sell him. You need money, bro.
That just made me lose my comment, you dickhead. Stop clicking shit, fam.
Had to.
I don't even know what I was looking for. Oh, okay. Big Six, yeah, bro. It was meant to happen on Monday, but then we have a group chat and we're trying to arrange times, but people are very busy at the moment. So it's going to be back on Friday. But yeah, it's very difficult to arrange right now of the Euros, as the Euros is shagging everybody's schedule. So apologies, but yeah, expect that on a Friday. Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, man, how that all unfolds at Barcelona. I do want to do a whole stream just based on that with an expert who can take me through the nitty gritty from Spain, a potential journalist, and try and get that done. So that'll be interesting. But what did you guys? Yeah, that's definitely the one I'm going to aim for because I think I'm very intrigued. Like I want to learn about this whole situation because I think Barcelona right now, they're a story. Do you know what I mean? They could be the next AC Milan in terms of the stature of club just declining to the level that we've never seen before because it's a whole story from them. I want to know how they were scouting Willian, Boateng, and Paulinho all the way up until now. I want to know it all. Do you know what I mean? I need answers for the whole lot. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Italy versus Spain the other day. I mean, Spain did a lot better than I expected. Let me keep it a buck. I thought Italy were going to turn them over and do their business. But to be fair to Spain, they did their thing. Is anybody feeling a different type of way from it? It doesn't sound like you guys are feeling any type of way about Italy, any different way. You feel like they're still clear favourites for the final. Despite that performance against Spain, because it wasn't the most comfortable, convincing. Spain had the main share of possession in the first half. They dominated the first half in terms of possession. Italy were kind of hitting them on the break, got a good goal out of Chiesa. And then, yeah, Morata equalizes and we know what happens. You know what I mean? It goes all the way to the wire and then Morata does what Morata does.
I will say there were shades. There were shades of like passes by Spain, like intricate 6-7 man passes.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
I was like,
don't do it. I know what you're going to do.
Pedri and Busquets, man. Them two there, Jesus Christ. They were
Pedri's looking like the real deal, man.
Levels. Like, Busquets just didn't look like he lost it. Like, he looked at the Busquets of old, man.
So, yeah, man. He did. Like, I was like, I don't know shades, and I was like, Ralph, what Spanish team's this? Because I ain't seen this one the whole tournament.
Spanish team we all knew.
Yes.
There is an imposter among us.
They were doing their thing, and even when they went down, I was like, and do you know the crazy thing is, the longer the game went on in extra time, it was looking like Spain were going to do the thing.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, the longer this game, Italy are.
But has that not given you any confidence in terms from an England perspective and saying, oh, maybe England can step to Italy if they play their cards right?
Different games, different teams, man. Different ways.
Just chuckling.
Our midfield is not on that level. Like,
yeah, man. England.
Who's the Busquets in England's team? Who's the Pedri in England's team? Like, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. Allow it, man.
Nah, man. Like, I don't see England doing 6-7 man passes around to progress play for one opportunity. I just don't see it. I just don't. I don't see that midfielder that can just ping a ball like Busquets was doing into trouble areas. Nah, man. Because I know you're thinking right now, Matisse. I look at you're thinking like, who could I say? Who could I say?
I'm just trying to think of a way that it might work out, and do you know what I mean? I can go out into London and I can see things popping off, and I just like, as I've spoken about this before with Miz. Miz is in the chat right now on All You Can Eat Chelsea. I don't have that connection with England like I do with Chelsea. It simply is not even comparable. Like, it's just not there. When England score, I smile. When they concede, I laugh. If they lose, it's whatever. If they go through, I'm happy for everybody around me.
And that's how you get your passport revoked. Get back over there.
I've still got this, all right? You see this, all right? See how I got this on the desk? Ain't nobody gonna take this shit away from me. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is with England, but it doesn't slap like the club. It doesn't slap. When Chelsea won the Champions League, you man saw me in the watch along. We was all there in the same place. I lost my shit. I nearly strangled Monstar to death. He said to me after, bro, you nearly strangled me, bro. The hell? What's wrong with you? I have never strangled anyone over England, and I don't think it's even going to happen. I saw Savage Dan speak about this on the podcast with Chucky earlier, which I thought was mad because I'd literally spoken about it the day before, and I thought I didn't really think I was the only one feeling that way, but I didn't think anyone was going to talk about it because everybody's in the hype and they're enjoying in England and doing their thing and ret. But he said the same thing. He said, listen, I don't know what it is, but England, it just doesn't slap the same as Chelsea. It does not slap. And he went into it, you know what I mean?
Don't do that. That club
you know it doesn't. Clearly, you're a hater. You don't slap the same.
But I'm not. Club football versus international football, silly. This is why when, for instance, the US national women's team were arguing for higher pay, and what confused me, like they were like, we're not getting paid as much as them, and I was like, fair enough, cool. Like, there's reasons behind it, but the conversation is interesting. What was confusing me is they weren't asking for higher pay at the club level. And why this was confusing to me is because you only play internationals on once a year, once every other year for set periods, where you play for your clubs year in and year out. So shouldn't you ask for higher pay there?
No.
Am I incorrect?
This is gonna sound very harsh. The players for the ladies team, they don't deserve the same amount of pay as the men's.
Do you know the maddest thing? I try to scapegoat around it. This brother just went.
I'm sorry, I'm not being controversial here.
This is the line. I went.
No.
Boston went like this.
I'm keeping it a buck. There's I can only be the PC PR. I don't know what you want from me, but I'm keeping it a buck. And I think, yeah, they simply don't deserve the same.
But it's as simple as, even if you go based on revenue,
you have to go based on revenue. You have to.
I've seen. Listen, wait, hold on, Sash. England's women team can't even fill out Dulwich Hamlet Stadium. Do you know what I mean? How do you expect to get paid as the same as England freaking men's team when you can't even fill out the Dulwich Hamlet Stadium? Meanwhile, these men are overselling Wembley. If they could sell out 2-3 Wembley.
It's like an up and coming artist. It's like an up and coming artist being paid the same as someone selling out arenas. It doesn't make any sense. It's just business. It's nothing to do with anything else apart from the fact of what do you attract is what you receive. And this is why. Sorry, just to build on this. This is why when it's all out of respectfully, they just do not, they don't warrant the same pay. But this is why I was not a fan of MAH potentially going into a men's team when people were like, we should try and like get MAH into one of the men's teams as quickly as possible so she can prove her point as a women coach in the men's game. And Wimbledon were getting linked. And I said, MAH doesn't need to prove anything. I can see that she's a top coach. She understands the game. Her commentary has been brilliant. And I'm very delighted that Chelsea have her as a coach. What the women's game don't want to do now, in my opinion, and some people will vary, you don't want to take the best women's coach in the women's game and put them in the men's game. 2 reasons. What you're going to do now is you're going to devalue the women's game because you're going to say, women, you should be aspiring to reach the men's game, which is just simply not true. Make it your own entity, your own sport, your own success, and keep your talents. Keep your... Emma Hayes is unbelievable. She has, in commentary, I've said this to Saj many times, blown away most of the male commentators that I've been listening to for the past God knows how long, right? I'm not going to start naming names, but do you know what I mean? She has, in my opinion, she's just way more interesting to listen to. Keep her in the women's game so the women's game can elevate, and then you can attract more people into the game. Therefore, your revenue goes up and your wages go up. Do you know what I'm saying? This is how I see it.
To me, it's not only just that. It's, to me, you're going to open up a can of worms that you might not potentially want to open up. You saw with the female linesman, Aguero going to, put his hand on her. He would put his hand on probably a male linesman. And you saw how they were screaming, how can they do that to a woman and blah, 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 and blah, blah. These are things that, to me, you don't want to cross that line. Keep the women's game as the women's game. Keep the men's game as a men's game. You say even the whole situation with the MAHs being a great commentator. I remember saying it to you before, but people were always like, she's all over the time. Like, MAHs is a great commentator, blah, blah. I don't see MAHs as a woman commentator. I just see her as a commentator. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any difference. She's a good commentator, and that's it. I remember you saying it. You was like, why is everybody overhyping it on the TL like they should be surprised? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, she's a good commentator. Like, let's not do the whole great and blah blah. Like, it's condescending, it's patronizing to her. I feel anyway. She's a great commentator. Let's leave. You shouldn't be surprised though. She's a great coach. I think most coaches, as long as they come across clearly, they will be great commentators or co-commentators. Because they're going to give you that detail that they give their players in the training sessions, etc. They're going to give that insight that most people are not able to give. Matisse, someone brought up a good point. Sam A's comment at the bottom there, he said, you guys bring up good points, but how can the women's game progress if they don't get more money involved? There's nothing we can do about that, At the end of the day, people, listen, one thing as well is there's more women watching the men's game than there is women watching the women's game.
You got to support your team. You got to support your team.
There's more. You know what I mean? I want to be very clear. I'm bringing this up as a talking point. I'm not, when I said all of that a minute ago, before we went through all of this, I'm not saying that was my opinion. I'm just saying this was the talking point that I was bringing up. Now, to be devil's advocate here, I was only bringing it up because when I said it, I was like, you play more games for your club than you do your country.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
but also, like, I've seen, this is not me speaking. This are the talking points I've seen to counter your talking points, such as the men's game has been played for longer. The same amount of advertisements isn't given towards the women's game as the men's game. Stuff like that. These aren't my points of view. I just want to be clear. These are just things that I've seen.
Someone was saying the US women bring in more money than the men's team, hence why they was fighting for equal pay. Whoever's bringing in more money, then cool. That's
this is the US. That's
the US. I'm just talking about on a general scope.
Let's bring it to the US argument, because that's the argument. That's the conversation we were having. And then their counter is we win stuff. The men don't win anything.
No, it's about, for me, it's about revenue. If they're bringing in more money than the men's team, then cool. Do you know what I mean? Cool, for in my opinion. I've already said this with the Irish brothers as well.
Has anyone seen the women's Euros or the women's World Cups? Have you seen?
I watched the last World Cup, but that's because it was on during a period where there was no other sports, and I was kind of bored. So let's be honest.
Have you seen the stadiums?
I haven't.
No.
The stadiums are practically empty, my bro. Not only that, if the BBC or the ITV want to bring up broadcasting numbers, there will be a massive disparity, like a massive difference in viewership, like a gigantic.
I've also seen people say, but I've seen people say that's because they don't get advertising. They don't get, like, you see a lot of like initiatives nowadays to like push young girls to sports, but then it is a bit confusing because at the same time, when you do ask these women footballers who are their favorite footballers and why, they pretty much all say men.
Do you know what I will say as well, just as a quick asterisk? I would prefer to have this debate with a woman here, because it would bring that extra balance.
I don't know how we got here, but
if you bring a woman here, it could get sticky, because
I don't think so. I think so. As long as you bring the right the right person who's very mature and will have the conversation, I think it'll be good, because it'll be
multiple girls.
You'd have multiple, and it would be a good debate.
You bring a girl that or a woman that will not be offended.
Yeah.
by us
But
making
I feel
good
like all
points.
three of us right now were just very respectful.
Very respectful,
Whilst
but I
very
just think also
respectful.
we're trying to keep it a buck as well by not just pandering. Do you know what I mean? Say, oh yeah, everybody can get paid the same, because in any business, because football is a business, in any business, not everybody gets paid the same. They just don't. It all has to add up and equate to certain things. So, but yeah, I would prefer if we had a few females as well with the conversation.
It's a potential conversation.
Yeah, it would be an interesting one, because I don't want to just I don't want to influence the chat and say, oh, 3 males are giving their opinion on this and that's how you run with it. No, I want to give you some balance as always.
I just think it's straight down. Before we add, to me, it's just straight down to business. It's all business, and that's it. Yeah, go
on. Quickly, PF Chim, England can beat Italy. You guys are constantly negative. Consistently
negative. I think the reason, I mean, I get that, but I think when you haven't won any silverware since 1966, you have a reason to be negative. I mean, you need to understand. Wrong. Yeah, I mean, not even negative, but pessimistic. I mean, you have to remember that for our whole life, we have not seen even a scratch of success from England. We have not even seen a final, not even hope. It has been atrocious every single time. Let down. So, listen, what do you want? Do you want me to fake
Everyone's
it?
Like, call Anita. Damn.
Anita's probably out there. Actually, Anita's definitely a box park. Yeah, she's definitely not.
Probably out
she's
there
watching
the game.
She's not reachable. Tony says she would do better than Lampard. She's probably more qualified. She's probably more qualified than Lampard, if I'm being honest. To be honest, she's been a manager longer. So let me say England final. Yeah, I am. Listen, I've kind of just gone through as to why I'm personally not as attached to England as the next man. I spoke about All You Can Eat Chelsea as well. One thing I'm not going to do here, apart from unless I'm creating a meme and you might see a skit, hilarious, ha ha ha. I'm not going to fake my energy for England. I can't do it. I fell asleep during the game. I just told you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want them to do well. I want them to win, mainly because Mason Mount, Reece James, Chilwell, Raheem Sterling. I would love for them to pick up a trophy. It would be, I've said it before, London, great vibes. The energy out there would be brilliant. I'd love to go and see what London looks like after winning something. Everybody's had lockdown. I'd love to see everybody just happy. I want to see everybody around me happy. And I will be, I hope, quite happy. But as Savage Dan said on Chucky, and I think, like I said, it's a great episode. That's why I keep referring to it. It's something that I said on All You Can Eat Chelsea. The energy's just not there. It's not there. And I'm going to do the watch along for the Euros finals, and you're going to see it live in the flesh. I'm simply not going to have, because a lot of you guys have been asking, oh, you want to see England watch alongs. I'll do one for the final. And I hope in my heart and soul that I get up for it and I'm mad energetic and I'm mad. Maybe it will come. I don't know. I can't guarantee. But it's not Chelsea. I'm telling you that now. And I'm sure there's many people in the chat that will agree when they watch their club and when they watch the international team, it doesn't smack the same. Unless you're not supporting England, you're supporting another nation. I know a lot of people are way more attached to their nation than England fans are on average.
More importantly, let me just ask this: why are we treating this like it's a major? Why are we treating this like
it is a major?
It is a major, man. Stop
World Cup. Here's the thing. I'm just saying. This is a good segue. Is the Euros a major? Because
it is.
We don't treat AFCON with the same respect. We don't treat the Golden Cup with the same respect. We don't treat
I know where you're going.
Copa America with the same respect and viewership that these things deserve.
Hold on. I like Copa America.
How many games have you watched of Copa America?
I haven't watched any games. But that's because I don't have a horse in the race.
Argentina, Brazil. I watched both.
I know Argentina and Brazil
finals.
Okay, yeah, but that's because you're South American. No,
I'm not South American. I'm not.
Where are you from?
I'm Cuban. That's in the Caribbean. It's not in South America.
South American, same thing.
It's in the Caribbean.
I'm joking. But what I'm saying is, I just don't know, when did the Euros become the World Cup? I'm just saying, like, I'm confused.
It's not the World Cup.
A lot of people,
I actually like it.
A lot of people rate the AFCON very highly, right? Just maybe not you, but a lot of people do. Copa America. Hold on. Let me land. For the African community, AFCON is huge for them. They rate it very highly. If they win that, they cherish it. Big thing for them. If South Americans, Copa America, I'm seeing the TL. If they're following it, they're big on it. They rate it highly. If Argentina wins, Messi lifts it. Very exciting. Europeans, Euros. I just don't think everybody crosses over well in terms of into other people's competitions. So Gold Cup, again, I was talking about roundabout. Let's talk about Pulisic. You said nobody gives a shit about that. You don't give a shit about that. The Americans give a shit about that. So it's
my cousin's playing in the Gold Cup.
I just don't. Well, even more shameless on your part. Then. I just don't think everybody crosses over well into everybody else's tournaments because it's not. It doesn't hit them because they're not following it because it's not their. They're not. Sure. It's not their horse in the race. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure Copa America resonates the same way with the South Americans, and the AFCONs resonate the same way with the African people, and you know what else is there? They all resonate the same way as the Euros does with us. So yeah. I mean, we can't speak for them, can we?
Let me ask this. Do you feel like this concept of Europe has the best football and everything else that isn't in Europe is garbage has hurt football over the years?
No, because
a lot of people have that take. If you ain't playing football in Europe, you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it right. You ain't doing it properly. I understand that the best clubs and the biggest clubs.
You mean club football?
Yeah, because Europe's where the money's at. In terms of money, yes, but like South America produces some of the best footballers.
Africa produces ridiculous talent as well. Half that French team is African.
Yeah, great. Africa produce even the ones that are playing from Africa, like they produce like Samuel Eto'o, George Weah, Abedi Pele, Roger Miller, all these guys. These are great footballers as well. So yeah.
I think it's so from what I'm building on your point there, Monstar, is that I think the talent is quite equal around the world in terms of, well, it depends on how much that culture loves the game and they play the game. Obviously, you know what I mean? Cricket is a big thing in Asia, so they'll play it more. So you might get less talent from football from there. But Africa, South America, 100% for me, they're on par with the Europeans, if not better. But because the money's not there, the club football suffers, so they have to move over.
Yeah, these are questions. I'm not. Please, people in the chat. I'm not making. I see people are rude to me in these comments. I'm not making statements. I'm asking questions. I feel like people need to understand the difference. I'm not saying that Brazilian football is any better or any worse than, I don't know, football in Senegal, for instance. I'm asking a question. Let's just.
I'm going to read out some super chats. Tony said, I think the detachment is because the football is horrible. There are 10 own goals in the tournament. I think the Euros has got better and better as it's gone on. Like, I have got more and more interested. But the England team, I don't know what it is, but I can't explain it, man. It's going to have to be its own show, and with other people that feel the same as well, 100%. But it just, like I said, it doesn't sit me up. Like I said, I've fallen asleep multiple times in these England games, and I don't know why.
Also, I forgot to say the Asian Cup as well. People are rinsing me. I do apologize. I'm not trying to disqualify anyone.
Donald, I can't help myself but drop this tonight. Man, Monstar and Saj, even though I'm Man City, sir, I'm a NTA City fan. I'm not a City fan. Okay, sorry. I love you guys so much. Much appreciated, Donald, man. Much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying. Yeah, man, we're just trying to keep it 100 buckaroonies on the show. Do you know what I mean? We've gone through a lot of random topics that we really didn't plan.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't follow cricket. No, I actually don't. Granddad does. So I sometimes I have to do a little update just to check in what's going on, just so I can just give that convo back and forth, because they'll bring it up and Mandan won't be able to reply. Is what it is. It's like Sancho the tennis. He's mad into the tennis right now. Anybody, Mandan have just been coming up on the TL with Wimbledon tickets every day. I'm going through Instagram and all these like celebrities, well-known people, all at Wimbledon now. I'm just like, you follow tennis, yeah?
I'm sorry,
getting tickets
Serena.
You follow tennis, yeah?
Serena, no, I only follow Serena. Do you know what I mean? But she ain't really kind of. So I might have to move to Naomi Osaka, bro, when she's back.
Bro,
apart from that, I don't really watch men's tennis.
I've been doing Federer this time. He got knocked out today. I'm a bit hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Matisse was like, "Wow, what are you doing? What are you watching?" I'm like, "The tennis." He's like, "You don't watch tennis? You're from South London." I'm like, "No, man loves the tennis now."
I watch tennis, bro. I only watch women's tennis, bro. Only Serena, G.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like, Federer got hurt. The maddest thing is what I do with tennis. Like, I'll be screaming out all the rules in it, because like I'm so new to like trying to like tennis that I don't really know everything. I'm like, that's a match. That's a set. Oh, and like it's actually quite fun. I ain't gonna lie. Pretty good sport.
So I have to ask, right? If England do win it, and I think Monstar will be quite quite joyful because he's been joyful now.
course.
He's probably the most
Mad happy,
positive out of all of us. If they win it, Saj, how do you think you're gonna react? Like, because you've been quite reserved, right? I'll put it like that. You've been quite reserved so far with England's success to get into the final, which is, for me, I would grant it success because it's the best thing I've ever seen since I've been watching them. Do you feel like you're going to have this random spur of joyful emotion?
No. I will forfeit my passport and I will move to France. There you go.
Where they're just as racist as they are in England.
Wrong!
Are we keeping $100 or are we not? Because the amount of brothers that have been telling me, yo, you don't really want to go to Paris.
Oh my lord, what are you doing right now, man?
No, it's just funny because you always bring up the whole Sterling thing and booing the knee, and it's true. It's 100% true, and I do find it quite funny that
I don't see that in France's team.
Well, they don't boo the knee, but at the same time,
they've got pretty much all African players anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, there's racism in a lot of countries, and that might deter from how much you're attached to the team. But you don't think it's going to happen?
Can't see it happening.
You don't think it's going to happen?
No.
Monstar,
even if I want to,
you think it's just not going to happen?
Italy,
what's that? Man. What's happening?
Like England, is there a chance?
There's a chance. I mean, there's always a chance. Anyone can win it, isn't it? I would say Italy are still they're favourites. Yes, they should be favourites to win. But there is a chance England can win it, of course. Just come on, man. There's a chance. Football's a game of 50-50. It's whoever turns up on a day, innit? Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna stay positive for England anyway. Like, this is the team.
Look what you started in the comments. People
they're like, yo, you're keeping it 100 buckaroonies.
People are rinsing on
yo, do you know what? Yeah, it's a late night one. So, you know what I mean? It's late night hours. In the daytime, couldn't run with this. You know what I mean? You have to keep it 100 PG and PR.
You know, the watershed over there.
Yeah, it's daytime. The sun's out. PM. Now it's nighttime. It's past midnight. You're gonna get what you need. You know what
Unfiltered, man. Walk up.
Unfiltered, man. Oh god. But yeah, man. Listen, I like I said, I think Italy are the favourites, but I think there's hope for England. Like, Italy are not Spain of the World Cup. They're not France of the World Cup. They're not Spain of the Euros. I don't think they're untouchable, although they are. It's funny because they're unbeaten in such a long time. England will have to break. England will actually have to literally break down barriers to beat this Italy team because they're unbeaten for so long. So it's going to be interesting. I'll put it this way: if England win, I'll rock a forfeit, bruv, of you and Monsters choosing, bruv. If that is to go in the center of Wembley, if that's to go in the center of Wembley, naked, but with my shirt off, and sing "Sweet Caroline," I don't know if I even want to see that. Anything that happens, the forfeit's got to be something that I can video clip and stick in the intro of this show.
That's hurtful, bro.
That's hurtful. All right, let us think on that, innit? Because I don't want us to rush our decisions. Me and Monster will conspire. Before we go, obviously, we had a really I'm not gonna lie, man. We had a great stream earlier this morning, man, with Julian. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I speak, I've spoken to Julian twice now, and every time I leave the conversation, I got butterflies. Do you know what I mean? Even my girl's like, yo, you don't get that around me anymore. I'm like, you're not Julian. This is Julian. This is Julian Laurence. Like, Julian. Pause. Don't take Monstar's word, all right? That's Monstar's.
Do you know what?
Why are you, man, asking me what sports I follow? I've seen water polo. I've seen croquet. Like, you, man, just leave it, man. So you're doing too much with these sports. But yeah, every time I speak to Julian, man, I come away from the conversation. I'm just in awe because he's just great to talk to about football. He's passionate, knowledgeable. He's great.
Pause a second. Monster, are you playing FIFA?
No. I'm just looking at the crazy videos of England fans celebrating. I gotta be like in Central on Sunday. Like, if I hope
bro, please.
Wins,
do you know what? I think 10 a.m. tickets will go on. We need to organize.
So what are we doing? Are we doing a live stream?
We're doing the live stream. I've just literally told these guys that I'm not gonna have the energy for the live stream as promotion for the live stream.
You got a couple days. You got a couple days to figure it out.
I want to do it because we should hit 15k by then. Touch wood, and I know these guys like watch-alongs. We did one, and it seemed to do well. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to care about England that much. Actually, to be fair, I will care because Jorginho's there. So it will be good either way. Jorginho and Ballon d'Or chase continues.
England are going to do their thing. Oh, Chelsea player.
Yeah. Listen, if England don't do their thing, then I'm running out with the Jorginho prop. I'm winning either way. I'm taking W.
Did you not get a little bit nervous? The Danish Maldini went down once or twice.
I was
He'll be back. He'll be back. I didn't like that he went down, but he'll be back in it. Also, UEFA have to pay his wages. Since he got injured, the length of which he's injured, UEFA have to pay his wages. That's how it runs.
Oh,
this is a good question. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a question, but same time. I was like, man, that's that question.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I thought you was gonna let it go.
Nah,
because you don't want to take it.
I saw the question.
I was like, yo, that's an awkward one. Still.
I was like,
yo,
who wants to talk about it? What are you
saying about that?
Well, no, let's talk about it. So we did get up on Monday morning, and record the roundabout, but we got there and I forgot to charge the mic. My bad. So we went back. We were going to record it on the Tuesday. This brother,
don't do
right
that.
Here, I didn't
rise. Well, you have to understand, yeah, when we get up for the roundabout, it's a 4 a.m. thing, yeah? So that's not easy to pull off. But let's just be real. Chat, you can back me on this. Sajid's at fault, innit? Because he fucked up on the Monday.
No, that's not how it works. Just because you got the fan base doesn't mean they have to side with you.
You didn't
wake up.
Listen. You just didn't charge the mic, innit? And then we couldn't up. We had the footage, people. I tell you that now. We have the footage.
We have the footage. If you want to just see the footage,
we have the footage. We have the footage, but it's not quality enough because somebody didn't do their thing. So it's just
somebody did
anyway.
The next day when we plan to record it again.
We keep it a buck, like I said. We keep it a buck. We keep it moving.
We keep it moving bombastically.
Please, no live stream, no chance of another heartbeat since the Champions League. Yeah, man. I mean, look, if me, Monstar, and Saj can pattern some tickets to Box Park, that would be sick. Or if we can go somewhere and vlog it, I'll vlog it. That would be great.
Box Park? I highly doubt that.
Bro, them tickets are probably already gone, bro, and they don't even go on sale until 10.
It's probably like £200
for AM tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's so difficult to get tickets for these things, man.
And how much
are they going to be? That's the real question.
Well, don't even ask, bro.
How much are the last ones you knew?
Bro, Box Park are going to charge like whatever. So they'll look at England tickets for the price of the game, and then they'll go maybe like 150 below that. Bang, there you go. Like, they have to milk it. This is their big thing. This is their big opportunity. This is Box Park.
I'm good. I'll watch our yard.
So yeah, we're struggling. We were planning on our heads to do watch-alongs for the Euros final and the Copa America final, which would be quite fun. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But before we go, like I said, it was a great stream earlier on. I appreciate Monstar, man, for throwing in that Kamara shout because I was going to forget, man, honest to God. And it was good to learn about the French marketplace. Like I said, there's a lot of players available. Do you know what I mean? Did the thing there. And do you know what I mean? Now, like I said, guys, I'll be working relentlessly, hitting up Mandem's DMs to try and get you another guy that can give you that same level of insight because it's only a month until the season starts, and then next thing you know, transfer window is done, and let's see what Chelsea do in that space. But Monstar, bro, final thoughts? How you feeling? Obviously, job done. Well, not job done, as Kobe would say. You know what I mean?
Listen, at the end of the day, even if England, touch wood, even if England don't win on Sunday, I will still give them their credit and plaudits because this is a fine week. When's the last time we could say England got to a final? Do you know what I mean? So I don't think the players deserve any roasting or whatever. Like, you got to clap them no matter the result. Clap for them on Sunday, innit? They did great.
Yeah, 100%. So whatever happens on Sunday, fair play to everybody. Do you know what I mean? I have to keep it trill. Bright says, I'm enjoying your pain. Bro, there's no pain, bro. We're Champions League holders, bro. Don't think it's...
Did he say no Chelsea players performed to the level of Man U players?
I need you guys...
What's Jorginho?
The season started again. You're not champions no more.
I need you, man, to understand.
We are champions until someone else.
Champions League holders. And I'm going to be using that shamelessly throughout the whole season in all my arguments.
We are, though.
I need you to understand that.
You're not defending your cup.
You think I can? You think I can?
Defend.
It's your cup.
It's your cup when you can defend it. To that
And
point,
we will.
It's
This
a
is coming
rebel.
from the guy that's never touched it. All right,
We
focus on trying to
will.
bag the Europa League
We've
first.
defended that Prem, though.
Bag the Europa League first.
You've
then you can
defended the
chat to
Prem
us.
too.
First of all, you think I care that Chilwell's not playing in the England squad? No. Do you want to know why? Because he's well rested for Villarreal for the European Super Cup in mid-August. Yeah?
You better win that, you know.
Chelsea
bruv,
is
I'm
the
gonna rinse
priority always. If they're not playing or they're out early, they're going to the European Super Cup in Belfast to bag another trophy. That's how I see it. I'm not bothered. Like all this, like I hope Chelsea players play. Cool if they do. If they don't, just go and get yourself in the hot tub and relax, bro. Because Chelsea agendas have got to pursue in the new season. There's big fish to fry. I'm afraid. Do you know what I mean? There's big fish to fry. So yeah, I'm not bothered, bro. I'm not bothered.
Big
If your
fish to
Man
fry,
United,
but
if
you
your Man
can't
United
sign
players
them.
like Bruno Fernandes are doing big things at Portugal and whatnot, then big up to yourselves. But I don't know if that's correct. I heard Bruno Fernandes had a stinker of a tournament. Just what I heard. So
We are the defending champions of Europe.
To defend, till you called yourself defending champions, you need to defend.
you know what we need? We need.
We will defend.
Do you know what we need? We need UFC promoter name not
Dana
coming.
White.
Dana White. The reigning, defending, undisputed. That's what we need for Chelsea.
Very
man.
disputed.
No, that's what we need. We need them to do that for Chelsea. That's what we need. So yeah, I'm cool. I'm calm. Link is in the chat for Monstar's channel. Make sure you guys go and subscribe. Brother's keeping you updated with the transfer news. He's doing a way better job than I am. I'm very inconsistent with that. Saj, his link to his very, very active Twitter account is in the description.
Why
and I'm
do you keep
not even
doing
being
that?
sarcastic.
I
You
tweet- yeah.
tweeted. I'm
I
proud of you.
tweeted.
You tweeted the other
Come
day.
over, come see me.
Come and
Come
see
see
Saj.
I.
He's got wild opinions and shit. You might slip up and get cancelled. Go and check him out, man. Go and drop him the follow. You said it to me. I'm taking words out of your mouth. He said to me, once I build up the following, I'm getting cancelled. That's just how it's gonna go for me. It's just the kind
Real
of guy
talk.
he is.
People,
The last
can we get a space?
the last space we did, you had to cut because these men were guys.
No,
They
let's do
were
another space.
left.
It got a bit toxic. It got toxic.
You went, Saj went left.
I
You
did
went,
not go left. You went left when you started
I
bringing out
did not
certain
go
things.
left. I did not go
Thank you,
left.
I can
Victor, my
see you guys. I can see you guys asking for another space. The thing is with space today, I can't lie to you. I'm tired because I fell asleep during the England game. So I'm not capping.
It's Love
So
Island
you're
for me
rested.
next. I'm going to watch Love Island.
And also the reason why as well why I won't do the space is because we have All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow morning as well. So got to prioritize that. Do you know what I mean? You guys want that? That's going to be a good stream because Eunice is going to be out here popping bottles and Miz is going to be pissed because England are actually in the final. So I'm going to prioritize. What's the space? Bambo. What do you mean? What's the space? That's Twitter, bro.
Space.
So yeah, All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow, and hopefully a video tomorrow evening, Saj. If we're up for it, let's get it done for the people. Yeah, let's start.
You know, you
Let's
could have
start
this.
rolling out
you
the
could have
videos
this
for the
con- you
people.
could have
They
this
love the
conversation
videos.
with
They
me
love the
privately.
chemistry. They love the chemistry. Let's get the videos rolling out. You know what I mean?
Did you put the one on Twitter that we just did? We just did
Nah, I
one.
deleted it still. It's shit. No, on Instagram it was dead.
Oh,
It was rushed,
it's
it was rushed.
Instagram.
I know.
Instagram.
Don't talk down on Instagram like that because I said to Monstar already. Instagram, we're gonna have to start taking that seriously as a platform. That's where all the brand deals are. Yeah, we need to start. We're getting our P's and Q's.
Trust me.
We need to start treating that platform as a real platform. You know, all this time I've been growing my Twitter account, and I go to my brother Joe, and he's like, "Yo, what can you do for me on Twitter?" He's like, "Yo, Twitter ain't worth shit, bro." I'm like, "All right, shit. What do I need to grow? TikTok or Insta?" So I ain't touching it. I ain't touching TikTok. So we're gonna go to IG. I'm not a TikTok guy. I'm not a
Seeing
TikTok
mad
guy.
images and videos in Central like that right now. It's going mad. It's going crazy. Why am I not there? I was there for the World
Where
Cup.
was it? Is it Wembley where the vibes are? Let me ask.
Everywhere. Shoreditch, Wembley, Trafalgar
God.
Square.
Yeah,
Leicester
yeah,
Square,
I can imagine.
Everywhere it's going off. Like during the World Cup as well, 2018, it was going. I was in Shoreditch every day and it was going off. It was going off.
I'm seeing the vibes. I'm starting to
We
see
should
the
just do this
videos.
off stream. Like, you can wrap this up. Like, I know the way we're just viewing things like what.
Yeah, but do you know what? Yeah, I've clocked. There's no other streams running, and there's 300 people in there. Bless up to all of you guys. Clearly,
Big ups to everyone there.
if there's any opportunity where you know what I mean, Don Robbie and Mark Goldbridge are not pulling their weight across this platform, I've got to get in here and start doing my thing, because I've spoken about this before. These brothers are, I'm not gonna lie, they're killing it. They're killing it right now, but there's no room for anybody else to do their thing. So right now, I'm just enjoying the fact that I've got the platform to myself.
What do you think of those Don Robbie streams?
If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, I don't watch all of them, but the ones where Ty's, I remember watching one where Ty was on, and it was hilarious. And this guy was
I like Ty, man. Ty's like
funny.
Like he reminds me of Amila, who does the chicken shop show. Shop. Like, they don't mean to be funny, but they are just
unironically funny. Yes,
unironically funny, accidentally funny. It's good to see. So yeah, like I said, man, I'm enjoying having YouTube to myself right now.
Lewis was on the other day. What did you think?
I didn't see it.
He's been on there a few times. Been on there a few times.
Yeah. He was on the Portugal game a little while back. What do you
think?
I said,
I'm waiting for my invite. Like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. Just let me know. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna bother streaming when you brothers are streaming. That's a waste of time for everybody.
Don Robbie, where's the invite, man? If you want me to do the go on, babe, I'll do it too, bro. Do you know what I mean? Go on, babe. Monstar
puts on a skirt and starts doing his thing.
Let's play darts.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna wrap up. Make sure you guys smash the like, subscribe. And yeah, like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. So you might see me, you might not. If you don't, you know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Euros final watch along coming up, potentially Copa America. Nobody's covering that. That might be my way to weasel my way into this algorithm and get my thing. Get my piece of the pie. So yeah, I might see you on Sunday twice. In a bit, people. Subscribe to the channels, link in description. Peace.